Yeah, I'm back again. Uh, just wanted to say thank you so much for the messages, a couple of comments on the video, um, and just the kindness that I got through, speaking about this. And like I said on Monday, I'm not the only one. Other people have said that that they're suffering as well, and they have had depression and going through these episodes. It's just it's nice to know that you have support there. And I keep thinking about other people who might be going through various different things, who don't have that support and don't have the understanding of what this mental illness is like. But I'm very much appreciative of the people that have messaged me and have spoken to me about it. It's really nice to hear it. It really is. Sometimes when I think about the world and switch on the news each day, you get the impression that the world is just an absolutely horrible place, and the way that people treat each other is just insanely horrendous. I mean, it's the amount of anger and hatred that's out there, and people doing absolutely vile things to each other, and countries at war, and you can get very sort of wrapped up with that. And I know I have a friend who says that he tries not to, read too much about these sort of things, which I can understand, completely understand, because I mean I try and limit my amount of stuff that I look on the news, because it does take you down some rabbit holes of just thinking, my goodness, and not just this country, obviously other places around the world, across the globe. So it's yeah, and so I just wanted to come on and say thank you. Really, it is appreciated. It really is. People have given me sort of hints and tips about what to do. I've even had somebody talk to me about my problems with my knee, which is just really, and it's helpful because it just, I've kept with it for years and years. And I thought, oh no, I'll just leave it, I'll leave it. But obviously, you get to a point where, I mean, I've had a couple of times where I haven't been able to put my full weight on it. So when I haven't been able to stand or something like that. And that's been really quite scary in a way, because I remember sitting on the sofa here and a few months ago and trying to just get up to go to bed, and I just couldn't stand on it. I thought, my God, what would I do if I can't put my full weight on it? So going to physio and to some special clinic that deals with muscular skeletal sort of stuff. I think they're going to inject my knee, which will flim will hurt, but still, we'll see how that goes. And then I think about the other aspects of my life, about my health, and how sometimes it does get me down as well. I mean, I don't know if any of you know that I had a heart attack a few years ago. I had a stent fitted. I had to take a whole raft of medication. And that has got me down as well, because it's like, I know that I'm not, 18, 19 now, and I'm getting older. And and they always say, well, you don't seem it, that sort of. But obviously, all of us, if you have the privilege of getting past 50, it's great. It is good, because you just think, I've seen and experienced a lot of things. But you have to obviously then cope with the fact that certain things, start to fail. Certain things are, not good. I mean, obviously, see my knee, and I know that obviously, as I think I said before, that my family have had problems with their knees as well. was writing down a few things of the sort of things I'm going to try and look at the next few days. I'm going to set myself small tasks. Again, this is a therapy sort of thing, where that I will say, right, I'm going to try and do this small task today and see how I get on with it, and see if I fail or if I try something else. Or that's what I'm going to do in the next few days. I didn't sleep very well last night. I was still awake till like 5 o'clock in the morning, which was really not good. But I'm sure I'll probably sleep tonight, so I apologize for the last video. I didn't realize, because I'm wearing a small little microphone here, that it was rubbing against I think it was my t-shirt or things like that, so I do apologize. I've tried to try and cut down, and hopefully it's not going to be that noise again. Obviously doing these sort of videos, it take time to perfect these sort of things, so I do apologize for that. If there's anything that you want me to talk about, I don't mind at all. If people ask questions, I have no problems with answering questions. And I think it's been good to be able to discuss this openly with people. And I've tried to. I remember showing my age now. Even when I was like 14, 15, 16, I remember when I was part of a youth club that I used to talk with youth leaders about certain problems I was going through, various different things at the time. And I remember thinking how useful it was, because you were getting somebody else's perspective. And I remember talking to my friends in the 80s about how handling situations, and that was helpful as well. Reading about a chap, I think he was from the Ukraine, and he had taken his own life because he was lonely. And I was thinking, and one of the comments was that so many people are connected now. We're all connected so quickly, instantaneously. We can all see what somebody else is doing, where they are, what, and all the different things. And yet we feel more lonely, which I think is, I felt it a number of times where I think I just feel, it's not that I feel alone, but I feel I just like, do I connect? Is it, do I have a disconnection with things in life? And I just think it's so sad that we have, again, I'm going back to when I was younger, you would phone somebody up and you would meet some friends, but somehow you were looking forward to doing things like, say, part of the youth group and part of the a huge group of friends, and I think now, how where I live here in Chesterley Street, the youth centre's gone, and I don't know if there's certain organisations for people who were growing up, but it was so, for me, it was so vital. It was a vital part of me growing up, especially because I was part of the church, the parish church here in Chesterley Street, and I met all my absolutely brilliant friends from there, and they were supportive. And I just think that because we've got rid of a lot of the youth centres, things that are, people can actually physically be with somebody, we think, oh, well, we can use FaceTime, or we can use the internet, or, connect to each other like social media. And I think it's so important to be in person. So my last job, I always went into the office, 99% attendance in the office, because it was so important for me to have the physical interactions with people because it made me feel better. And obviously, hence, the stuff that I have now. And then you get it difficult because you think, well, you can't go out because you think, well, if you've got to travel anyway, it's going to cost you. And obviously the weather's not great. Then you think, we factor in my knee, and you think about all these different things that come in. And I really think it's important. I think that eventually, and it has in the last, certainly after COVID, it's come full circle where people are trying to get together, are, meeting with each other at certain groups. So yeah, but thank you anyway for listening, and thank you for the support. It's been really, I can't put it to words. Obviously, how helpful it's been when people reach out and even just say things like, "We're thinking of you," and I think that's important. But thank you anyway.